Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Garden Gurl. Well, we are in full swing. I know everybody's out there digging in dirt or starting to plan. We're right near our frost date. So God willing, knock on wood, there won't be any more frost. So let's pray. But we have a neat project today, and this is going to be a little different of an episode because it's almost going to be like a workshop. It's not going to be very formal. Who I have with me today, I have Deb and Sydney. And Deb was actually, well, one more vote and she'd have been tied for first. She's done really well in my summer contest. And the reason why I wanted to have her on is because I personally have never made these, but man, were they neat. And it was something, she's real creative, so she just comes up with stuff. And we have Sydney here because Sydney is a little gardener herself. And Sydney, what school do you go to?
Tusky Valley.
Tusky Valley. Now, what grade are you in right now?
6th.
6th grade?
Yes.
Man, moving up in the world, I'm telling you. Jeez, next thing
Tell
you
me
know,
about
it's
it.
cars and yeah. And Deb, you've been in Tuscarawas County forever, right?
Shall I say my age?
No, yeah. I don't even want to say my age anymore.
Yes, I've never left Tuscarawas County.
There we go. See, so you've got local people here again. So you're probably wondering what this whole menagerie here is. We're going to do something interesting today. And Deb, how did you? I remember last year when you called me and we were talking about it. Okay, so how did it start with you just deciding I'm going to make a huge sphere of flowers and it's going to live in?
I was tired of, well, not tired of, but I wanted something unique.
Different.
You know, different from the regular hanging basket.
Right.
So I talked to my husband and I'm like, we can do this.
Right.
So we ended up
So
building
you
a sphere.
Now, these are just two of your cocoa liner baskets,
Yep,
right?
Yep, and they'll go together in the end, and
you can kind of pick and plan.
And you can pick out your favorite flowers, and if one doesn't make it, you just pluck it out and find a new one and put it in, and
Go
it's
for
good
it.
to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, now hers is a lot bigger than Sydney's. Me and Sydney are going to do a different plan of attack over here. So far, what we have built is the wire, and I went ahead and got the Spanish moss in. You can use a multitude of things. It depends on what plants you're going to put in it and what's going to look right. For us, since we are doing something that is very much for a beginner, we are looking at doing succulents. So right now, you can use air plants, a million different things in here that are great for gifts, great for beginners, great for kids. So what we're going to do, really quick though, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to dive right in. So you probably will, as usual, need a pen and paper because you're going to want to write down all the supplies and the different things that we're going to be giving you.
For clean air you can breathe in a clean-looking home exterior, Ultra Clean. Locally owned and operated, offers both air duct cleaning and pressure washing for your home. Give them a call at 330-243-3996 to help clean up the air you and your family breathe and your home's outside appearance.
Well, I woke up to the sound of silence and cars. We're cutting like knives in a fist fight. And I found you with a tear in your eye, your head in the curtains and heart like the 4th of July.
You swore and said, we are not shining stars. This I know. I never said we are. If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on.
I think the hands-on aspect is going to give you an opportunity to explore, find out what you're good at, what you like, and you're not going to have mountains of debt. What you're going to have is a marketable skill that even if you don't love it, you can use that to pay to go on to college and get that degree. And we've got a number of students that do that. They're very mature. I think we're a great hands-on exploration base.
Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, it's time to dig in. Now, the first thing, okay, Deb, what is the first thing you do once you go and you get your baskets?
All right.
What's the first thing you like to do?
Well, you take the chains off and separate them and keep them aside. The next thing, you want to keep your second chain, because if we have a lot of rain like we did last year, my chain started to rust.
Okay.
So halfway through the season, if you start seeing it's kind of like losing its color, turning icky, just change the chain.
Oh, good
So,
idea.
Keep that.
So don't throw stuff away until
That's
the end
right,
of the season.
that's
There
right.
we go.
Then the next thing I do, I look at my basket and I figure out where do I want to put my flowers.
Sure.
So then we're going to cut little slices on here. Now, we might, if they have any succulents left, we might cut one up here and you can put little succulents along this area also. So what you'll do is you'll put your fingers down here and you'll feel
Like where you
you'll
want to
feel
put it?
where you want to cut it, and then I take a marker and I just draw a line, take my nippers and just cut up the side along the line, and then I make like a little X in it. So that way it gives both ways, and see how my fingers fit through there? That's how the plant's gonna go in.
So you'll plug them in.
So I'll plug them in.
Great.
And last year, I also had them coming from the bottom. This year, I'm going to put ivy, I think. I think I want something
To trail?
to trail. I think
That'd
that
be
would be
neat.
really neat. So
I do.
I'm going to have to investigate to see which ones I want to put in there. So you can do that, or you can leave it solid. I was thinking about this last night. And once it's all together, if you don't want to hang it, you could put it like in a little chair on your porch.
You can put it on top of a pot, anything that's going to
Yeah.
hold it steady.
So if you don't want to hang it, you don't have to hang it.
True.
But you have that choice.
True.
So you could do anything with it, really. It's a sphere.
It's a sphere.
It's a
bowl.
sphere.
And we're speaking of flowers.
So I'm going to get started.
Yeah, I'll let her carry on because, like I said, this is like a workshop and we're going to get into this. When we were talking about plugging flowers in, honestly, I'm going to suggest the flowers that we find in what we call flats or cell packs. You're going to want smaller ones. So if you can find them in a narrow, either a narrow 6-pack, a 4-pack even usually has a smaller cell.
Right.
You're going to be better off getting
Oh,
them in
yeah.
the smaller cells. Plus,
sure.
a lot of times, if they're in what we call the 4-packs, the 1204s, you're going to be looking at 48 plants in a flat. And there's where it'll give you a little bit, I think everybody around here does the same way. I know I am. You can mix and match your flats. So it's not like you have to buy a whole flat of dianthus. Some of the ones, Deb went and got these ones today. And you've got some snapdragons, violas, dianthus. Really, the sky's the limit. Like I said, we're doing the succulents over here. But, Deb's going to try a lot of different things. So moss rose is another good one, especially, what do you call it, moss rose, but portulaca. That's a really good one because that's a little less upkeep. So if you have a full sunny spot, those tend to be a little bit more like succulents. So you can definitely use those. But I just wanted to break that down. You're better off, don't go getting 4-inch pots or anything, because that's just...
You will fight.
Yeah, you'll fight, and you'll end up breaking the plant to pieces. So what Deb's doing now, see this half here, she already went ahead to save some time, and she cut, all of her spots in where she wants to put it. Now she's filling it up with soil. Now, one of the things we do, or that she does too, and you're not going to do this with succulents, you're going to use like a hydrogel. Soil moist, they're like little beads. what that'll do in the dead of summer, you know, not so bad in June because June was raining constantly, but which you probably hated that, huh? Getting out of school and then no fun in the sun for you. No pool days, no nut, man. So the hydrogel, you know, what that does, it helps retain some of that moisture, which it comes many different ways. You know, she's gonna get the soil in here. She's gonna mix this into it. What that will do, it will help keep it from drying out should we have a toasty summer. Now, I'm gonna let Deb keep going on plugging up, and you can see how she's doing this down here. She's just feeding them through, and she's gonna get this whole layer on, which I've done this with some of the Blue Master pots and stuff, it's similar. What she's gonna do is she's gonna get this whole thing plugged in, as we would call it, then you're gonna get the soil in there.
Yep, more soil.
Yep, more soil. So while she's working on that, we're gonna jump over here with Sydney. Now, Sydney, we're doing the succulent one with you, and again, we use the Spanish moss. So what we're gonna have you do is, let me see, I need some of that there soil over there.
Sure.
Thank you. So this is, like I said, a little more informal this time. All right, Sydney, what I tried to do was get this around here as best as possible with the wire. Can you go ahead and fill that up? Remember, these are succulents, so that's the other nice thing about it. You don't have to smash in tons of soil volume. I mean, technically, you could just use peat gravel or, you know, just little tiny gravel, because the succulents and like your air plants, if you wanted to use that even, you know, they don't, I've seen more people kill them from overwatering than underwatering. I really have.
I hardly ever water mine at home.
Yeah, it's like they do so much better when you just ignore them. Now, here's where the fun part's gonna be. We've got a little bit of soil in here, but we've got to get some. We should get some up on the side. So Sydney, I'm gonna sit here and hold this. Can you try to tuck some up here? And then we're gonna try really hard to make sure, man, you're good at this. You definitely have had some practice. Okay, so what we're gonna do really quick is try to snap it together. And we're gonna see here how we are with soil. Now, you're probably gonna get a little bit that comes out. I mean, that's just gonna happen when you do the decorative moss. But again, these are hens and chicks, and this soil is slightly damp as it is. So really, it's not like you need to take this and soak this or anything. Now, Sydney, I'm gonna pass this back to you. And I'm gonna let you start creatively plugging this up however you see fit.
Get your creative juices
and,
going.
And this is the nice thing, as she's plugging it, I'll kind of show you guys here. These are hens and chicks. Actually, these are Deb's hens and chicks that got thrown in a box or a baggie and came in here. The nice thing about hens and chicks is that's why they got their name. The hens are the big ones, and these babies are the offshoots or offsets. They're babies. And the nice, easy thing about them is when you pluck them off, they have this nice little tail that you just stuff. So they actually hold really well in containers like this. And when you're doing things that are vertical, you've probably seen, if you're on Pinterest at all, I'm sure you've seen some living walls, because it takes hardly nothing for these guys to get established. And Keith, I'm gonna try to hold up another one here that actually has the root system started on it. And again, you know, these will grow roots. They take off. Deb, do they not take off?
They take off, they grow, they multiply, they grow on top of each other,
Exactly. So, and with these guys, we're not real concerned. Now, with Deb's, hers is a little more of a higher she's gonna need to feed. Basically, she's gonna need to fertilize these a lot more because come July, these are gonna be pretty big, the roots are gonna be big, and she will have leached out all the nutrients by then. They will have sucked it out of there. So what we recommend is you got a couple ways to go. We have organic and we have inorganic fertilizer. You know, again, down here at my place, I'm all about the organic stuff anymore. There's just too many choices. However, if you're gonna go inorganic on some stuff, like I tell everybody, fertilizer is the least of my worry on that. I would go with a time release. Because
I did a 3-month.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a little tricky trying to, I'm not saying you can't, because the way she's doing it it could be liquid fed pretty darn easy through the tubing system. However, you know what, while you're making it, use a nice time release. I don't care what kind, but mix it in with your soil. Follow the instructions, mix it in with your soil, and this way, every time it's getting rained on or every time you water, it's getting fed. So it's a lot easier to clip back than make stuff grow. Okay, we are going to cut to a break, and when we come back, Sydney's gonna have this succulent garden all put together like a pro, and we're gonna get the hanger for it, and Deb's working away here. So then we're going to take you into the neat little system she has going on that I think she had Jim and her devised for the watering. So stay tuned, we'll be right back.
For fastidious librarian Emily Skinner, each day was fueled by thorough preparation for events to come. Well, somewhere along the way, Emily went right on living. But you see, with the help of her Raymond James financial advisor, she had planned for every eventuality, which meant she continued to have the means to live on, even at the ripe old age of 187. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Just wanting to be a police officer, I knew this was a great start, and it turned out to be a fantastic one.
Just be able to actually see what you're doing, what you're working on, and understand how you can take one thing and turn it into something else.
We got to creatively use skills and academics and see how we can place them into our fields.
It was pretty much I had the key to open the door, and that was from Buckeye.
Hi, I'm TV2 Sports Talk's Bill Morgan. Some people are outstanding at playing sports, and then there's me. While we at TV2 Sports Talk may have never been All-State on the field, we are Tuscarawas County's MVP when it comes to local television sports talk and play-by-play. Catch TV2 Sports Talk Wednesday nights at 7 and Friday afternoons at 5 on DMG Channel 2.
Hi everybody, welcome back. Sorry we're laughing here because me and Sydney have actually had this episode pretty darn easy compared to Deb, who I think is breaking a sweat trying to get this together and make sure everything's covered. So what we're gonna do, since we try to squeeze everything into a half-hour show here, so she's got the whole bottom part done. So I just want you to kind of see, where the soils level is at. She's gonna sit it there.
And this was a big help by putting it on
the little bucket.
On the little bucket.
Yeah, so see, little
worked.
buckets, 5-gallon bucket, anything you can set it on. Now, you would have the other half, right?
Right.
So now, at this point, we're gonna pretend.
Yes, this would look exactly like that.
Right. And now, what's on top of there?
This is just a piece of cardboard. We go up to Sam's and get these sheets that they throw away.
Oh.
And so what you do is just take the center out, and I drew around it and cut the circle. So it's just cardboard, so when it waters, it will just disintegrate,
As the plants grow into the roots and get root bound, because then the soil is not going to fall around or fall out once it gets root bound.
And the only way to put two halves together and loose soil together is to have a little base that,
Right.
you know. And then I just punched holes in it with a hole puncher.
Okay.
Get your wire and your snippers, and you can just feed it through the wire cage and up through the hole, and then just secure it on its side. And
Okay.
then the fun part comes, sometimes you need help. It depends on
How
heavy it is. And then just put it together.
Now, do you wire that too?
Yes.
I take it?
Yes.
And you probably wire a bunch to
Yes.
make sure it's
Yes.
very secure. Okay, so the same thing, you're gonna take your floral wire and wire. Gosh, I'm not from West Virginia. Okay, wire, and you're going to wire it together.
Or you can use wire ties. You can
Yeah,
get
technically zip ties,
zip
really
ties,
zip ties,
yeah.
any of that stuff you have handy.
Yep. Whatever you're
And
comfortable
then
with.
she's got a tube here, and I think this is a really neat, now you didn't use the tube last year?
I used that last
You
year.
did?
Yeah, yeah. We went down,
Okay.
we measured from like the base to the top. And went to
Okay.
Lowe's and picked up what we needed.
Okay.
And put it together. Had a
So
little top
basically it's
so
just
you
a little
could,
PVC pipe and
Yep.
a cap,
that way you can water it.
right? Okay.
My husband, Jim, he put drill holes in it.
Right.
So it could flow through, put a little cap on it so it doesn't all run out the bottom.
Yep, good idea.
And then we stuck it down through here.
So
and-
you did the same thing, like made a little, your
Yep.
little X cut?
Right, I took,
Okay.
yep, cut the top out a little bit so this would fit down in, and it stuck up just a hair. That
You're
way,
really not gonna see it though,
no,
because you're
the-
hanging it.
and the
you know?
plants covered it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So, and when you're watering it, you could hear whoop, 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 so you knew that
Gotcha.
it was working properly. The thing on the chains is make sure that when you hook it, that you find the bottom circle and put them. I'm not used to using a bucket. Put it on the bottom one. That way, you're securing the bottom hanging basket.
Okay. Yep, that's a good point,
Since
because
they
I
all
can see
have
me not doing
since
that.
they
Trust me,
all
that'd be
have,
something
you
I
know,
would
they
do.
have the little eyelets, so you
Right.
just find the ones that's sticking up and
That's
secure
true.
it.
Yep, that would be a really good note to make, because I'm telling you right now, that would be something I'd be like, hey Deb, guess what I did?
I made my spear and it
And-
didn't work.
So it would have been an I told you so moment, but yeah, we have that every now and again.
A learning experience.
A learning experience, exactly. If you
And
put a
so
positive spin on it.
then you just, this one's, and there's your sphere.
Isn't that cool?
Just
people?
imagine it,
Check
and you
out.
can put any flowers in it really, unless they're 14
Sure.
inch. Pick out the ones that's going to go maybe 8 inches, 6 inches.
Yeah, and that is something
some
to
littler
think
ones
of.
that hide away and they poke out. And
Alyssum.
Like the
You said
alyssum.
the alyssum
Yep,
you
I
used.
had that
and-
in the bottom, and it actually grew up because it likes the sun. And when I turn it every couple days to make sure that it gets the sun,
Gotcha.
the alyssum grew up instead
Nice.
of down.
Sydney, do you want to hold up? We put the little floral wire so we have a little invisible hanger. And Sydney's got this all together. How cute and simple is that? And all we're going to do, we were talking about a little bit on break too, succulents don't need much water.
No.
And you got to watch with some of them. Or little sedums.
That is so cute.
Good old spray bottle. So sit here and mist it pretty good the first time around, just so it can get a good hold. But honestly, you could get away with just doing that, just simply misting it.
Right, and you can have it inside, outside, on a patio.
That's just it. You can bring it in
Anywhere.
for the window and put it in a bright, because even though these are perennial guys, these won't overwinter in this little container.
No.
So
Yeah,
you can
they'll
bring
be
it in,
fine.
hang it in the window. Heck with mistletoe, just hang that. It's way cooler anyhow. So,
true.
well,
That's
Sydney,
true.
did you have fun?
Yeah.
Did you? I hope you guys have fun. See, Deb,
Thanks for having us,
oh,
Heather.
you're welcome. I just thought this was such a neat
It is.
project.
It is.
And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Like I said, this is going to be an interesting year. We've got lots of different stuff this year. So any questions, you know where you can find me. Just look for me on the curve, a 7-mile drive here.
And if they want pictures from my
Yep.
other one, I can send them to you.
Yeah,
and you can
Deb
post
can
them
send me the pictures so you can see what she did last year.
from
and
start to finish.
yeah, start to finish. So you know, don't hesitate. I'm always around here, so digging in dirt, planting something.
Yep.
And so stay tuned. Next week, we're going to bring something else cool. Don't forget, if you did not catch the episode or some of the previous ones, go to WJRTV2.com and you just go right to the original programming and click right on the Garden Girl and you'll see the whole slew of them. So thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful week.